You've probably heard it 1,000 times, haven't you? Follow these 7 steps every day and see your life change. It echoes in every corner of our digital lives, promising transformation if only you adhere to the formula. But if you're honest with yourself, there's a quiet paradox at play here, isn't there? The harder you chase that perfect ideal, that meticulously crafted vision of who you should be, the more elusive it becomes. It's like trying to grasp smoke or running towards a mirage in the desert heat of Arizona. The closer you feel you get, the further it seems to recede, leaving you exhausted and often more frustrated than when you started. This isn't about some quick fix or another list of 7 steps designed to manipulate a specific outcome. This is about something far deeper, something that shifts the very ground beneath your feet. Today, you're going to understand why that relentless chase leaves you feeling empty, and you'll discover a profound, almost counterintuitive truth that will allow you to finally feel a genuine sense of inner peace and control. You'll begin to feel the quiet confidence of someone who truly understands themselves, not just a fleeting high from a temporary win. For decades, the wisdom distilled by figures like Dale Carnegie has quietly reshaped countless lives, not through superficial fixes, but by tapping into the fundamental currents of human psychology. Their insights reveal a core mechanism, a hidden pattern in our behavior that, once understood, can unlock a different way of living. If that sounds like something that could finally turn a key for you, if you're ready to stop chasing and start truly living, then take a moment. Hit that like button, subscribe to Dale Carnegie Life Lessons, and make sure the notification bell is on. It's how you tell us these deep dives matter, and it ensures you don't miss the next conversation that truly shifts your perspective. It's a small act of reciprocity that keeps these insights coming your way. As we journey through this together, you'll start to recognize the subtle signs of this struggle in your own life, the common errors we all make, and the crucial turning point that changes everything. We'll unveil a powerful declaration, and by the end, I'll share a simple, actionable ritual that, if applied consistently, can fundamentally alter your experience of yourself and the world around you. This isn't about becoming indifferent. It's about becoming discerning. It's about transforming the raw, often painful energy of attachment into the clear, steady light of self-respect. The core issue isn't a lack of effort. It's often the direction of that effort. We're caught in what I call the horizon trap. Think of it like a classic American road trip. You're driving down a long, straight highway, maybe through the vast expanse of Texas or the endless plains of Kansas. You can see the horizon, clear and inviting, promising a destination. You accelerate. You push harder, convinced that if you just go a little faster, you'll reach it. But the horizon, by its very nature, is always just out of reach. It's an optical illusion, a continuous moving target. This is precisely what happens when we chase an idealized version of ourselves or an idealized outcome based on external metrics or societal pressures. We see someone else's success, a polished Instagram feed, a perfect family portrait in a suburban home in Ohio, and we believe that that is the horizon we must reach. We internalize this image, creating a mental blueprint of perfection that is inherently unattainable because it isn't truly ours. You might try to emulate the stoic resolve of a Silicon Valley tech mogul, or the effortless charm of a Hollywood star, or the rock-solid stability of a small-town community leader. But these are external projections, and when you try to embody them, you're always playing catch-up with a ghost. Have you ever noticed how, after achieving a goal you thought would bring ultimate happiness, a new, even higher goal immediately appears? It's a subtle, almost insidious cycle. You got the promotion, but now you need the corner office. You bought the house, but now it needs a complete renovation to match the latest trends you saw on HGTV. This isn't about being ungrateful. It's about the underlying mechanism that keeps us perpetually seeking, perpetually feeling a step behind. We're constantly trying to fill a void that can't be filled by external achievements. There's a crucial detail almost everyone misses about this relentless pursuit, and I'll show you what it is right after this. That crucial detail, the one almost everyone misses, isn't about the horizon itself. It's about the engine driving you towards it. You see, the relentless pursuit of an external ideal, whether it's the perfect career, the dream house in the suburbs of California, or the picture-perfect family vacation to Disney World, is often fueled by what I call the inner deficit loop. This isn't just a simple desire for more. It's a deep-seated, often unconscious belief that something fundamental is missing within you, and that only by reaching that next external milestone will you finally be complete, finally worthy, finally enough. Imagine you're on a high-tech treadmill at a gleaming gym in downtown Chicago, watching the numbers tick up, calories burned, miles covered. You're putting in the work, sweat dripping, muscles burning. But no matter how fast you run, no matter how many virtual miles you conquer, you never actually go anywhere. You're expending immense energy, feeling the burn, seeing the metrics, yet your physical location remains unchanged. This is the essence of the inner deficit loop. You're running hard, but you're running in place, because the finish line you're truly seeking isn't out there, it's within. Consider Sarah, a bright, ambitious woman in her late 20s, living in Atlanta. She was the first in her family to graduate college, burdened by student loans, but driven by a fierce desire to make it. For Sarah, making it meant a six-figure job, a chic apartment in a vibrant neighborhood, and a closet full of designer clothes. The symbols of success she saw plastered across social media and on TV shows set in New York City. She worked tirelessly, often putting in 70-hour weeks at her marketing firm, constantly comparing herself to colleagues who seemed to effortlessly achieve more. When she finally landed a promotion and a significant raise, enough to move into that dream apartment, there was a fleeting moment of elation, but it quickly faded. Instead of feeling fulfilled, she found herself scanning job boards for even higher positions, feeling a gnawing pressure to upgrade her furniture, to keep up with the latest trends. The win didn't fill the void. It simply moved the goalposts, revealing a new horizon, an even more demanding standard. She was trapped on her own treadmill, running harder, but feeling no closer to true contentment. This isn't a judgment on ambition. It's an observation of a pattern. The first sign you might be caught in the inner deficit loop is a persistent feeling of comparison fatigue. You find yourself constantly scrolling through feeds, looking at what others have achieved, how they live, what they look like, and you're left feeling drained, inadequate, or even a little resentful. You might dismiss it as casual curiosity, but deep down, it's a scorecard you're losing. The way you perceive it in yourself is that quiet whisper of, "I should be doing more," or "Why don't I have that yet?" Today, a micro-action you can take is to consciously disengage. For just 5 minutes, when that urge to compare arises, simply put your phone down or close that browser tab. Take a deep breath and acknowledge that feeling without judgment, just for 5 minutes. You'll be surprised at the subtle shift. There's another subtle indicator, a silent promise you make to yourself that keeps this loop spinning, and I'll reveal it next. The second sign, closely tied to the first, is what I call the if-only syndrome. This manifests as a perpetual deferral of your happiness. If only I get that next promotion, then I'll relax. If only I lose these 10 pounds, then I'll feel confident enough to date. If only I save enough for that big trip to Europe, then I'll truly live. You're constantly pushing joy into an imagined future, tying your present state of mind to a condition that hasn't materialized yet. You might notice this in yourself when you catch yourself saying, or even just thinking these if-only statements. It's a way of telling yourself that your current self, your present circumstances, are not quite good enough for real happiness. A practical micro-action for today. Identify one small thing you've been putting off enjoying until an if-only condition is met. Maybe it's listening to a favorite album, taking a walk in a local park, or calling an old friend. Do it today, without waiting for permission from some future achievement. Just one small act of present-moment joy. But there's an even more insidious sign that often goes unnoticed, one that masquerades as productivity, and I'm going to show you how to spot it. Before we dive into that, if these subtle truths are starting to resonate, if you're seeing glimpses of your own patterns in these descriptions, then I want to hear from you. In the comments below, simply type one word: clarity. Just that single word. It helps me understand what truly lands with you. And I personally read and often respond to the most insightful comments. Remember, the powerful phrase that anchors this entire shift and the simple transformative ritual are waiting for you at the very end of this conversation. Don't go anywhere. It's coming. The third insidious sign, the one that often goes unnoticed because it wears the clever disguise of ambition and diligence, is what I call the productivity treadmill. This isn't about being genuinely productive, but rather about a compulsive need to appear busy, to constantly be in motion, to fill every single moment of your day with tasks, meetings, or even self-improvement endeavors. You're not driven by purpose as much as you are by a deep-seated fear of stillness, a quiet terror of confronting the space within yourself that the inner deficit loop has hollowed out. Think about the relentless pace of American life, particularly in our major cities. From the early morning commutes in Boston to the late-night emails in Los Angeles, there's an unspoken badge of honor in being perpetually swamped. We celebrate the hustle, the grind, the person who never sleeps. But often, this isn't true fulfillment. It's a frantic avoidance strategy. You might perceive this in yourself as an inability to relax without feeling guilty, or a constant urge to check your phone, to answer that email, to start another project, even when your body and mind are screaming for a break. Your weekends become another to-do list, filled with elaborate plans or intense workouts, leaving no room for genuine, unstructured rest. It's the feeling that if you're not actively doing something, you're somehow falling behind, or worse, that you're not valuable. It's the constant drive to optimize every minute, even your downtime, turning hobbies into another performance metric. For today, a powerful micro-action against the productivity treadmill is to consciously schedule a small block of truly unstructured time. Don't scroll, don't plan. Don't even think about what you should be doing. For just 15 minutes, sit on your porch, look out the window, watch the clouds drift by, or simply exist without an agenda. Allow yourself to be present in the quiet, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. This isn't about laziness. It's about reclaiming a sliver of your attention from the external demands and offering it back to yourself. There's a crucial error almost everyone makes when they try to break free from this cycle, and it's tied to how we define our own worth. I'll show you what it is next. That crucial error, the one that keeps us chained to the inner deficit loop even when we desperately want to escape, is what I term the external validation addiction. It's the subconscious belief that your value, your success, your very identity is determined by how others perceive you, by their approval, their praise, or their envy. We're wired, to some extent, to seek connection and acceptance. But this becomes an addiction when the internal compass of self-worth is entirely replaced by the shifting sands of external opinion. It's like trying to navigate across the vast plains of Nebraska using only the changing shadows of passing cars. You'll never find a steady direction. You see this everywhere in American culture, From the relentless pursuit of likes and followers on social media to the pressure to conform to certain lifestyle ideals in your neighborhood. We dress a certain way, buy certain cars, or even choose certain careers, not because they genuinely resonate with our soul, but because we believe they will earn us the nod of approval from our peers, our family, or even strangers online. You might perceive this in yourself as a heightened sensitivity to criticism, a reluctance to express an unpopular opinion, or a constant need to prove yourself in conversations, at work, or even in your relationships. It's that gnawing anxiety before a job interview, not just about your performance, but about how you'll be judged. It's the feeling of emptiness even after receiving praise, because the validation feels temporary, fleeting, and never quite enough to truly fill the void. To begin to dismantle the external validation addiction, your microaction for today is to consciously choose one small thing to do or say, not for anyone else's approval, but purely because it aligns with your own quiet desire. Maybe it's wearing an outfit you love but rarely wear because it feels too much. Or expressing an honest, kind opinion in a conversation that might slightly differ from the group consensus. It's a tiny act of self-sovereignty, a small reclaiming of your internal compass. This isn't about being rebellious. It's about listening to that quiet inner voice instead of the loud demands of the crowd. But there's a final, powerful truth that underpins all of this. A truth that, once embraced, can fundamentally rewrite your entire relationship with yourself. And I'll reveal it, along with the powerful phrase and the ritual, in just a moment. Many of us in America grow up with this unspoken narrative: work hard, achieve, acquire, and then only then will you be truly happy, truly fulfilled. It's the very fabric of what we call the American dream, a powerful vision of prosperity and freedom. But somewhere along the way, for many, this dream became a relentless chase, a checklist of external accomplishments that promised an internal feeling, yet rarely delivered. We're taught to build a grand skyscraper of success, brick by brick, from the outside in. We pile on more education, more impressive job titles, a bigger house, the latest car, that perfect family vacation to the Grand Canyon. We believe that if we just gather enough of these external markers, our internal void will magically be filled. But it's precisely this strategy, this outward-first approach, that keeps the inner deficit loop spinning. You see, when your sense of worth is built on what you have or what you do in the eyes of others, you're constructing your entire identity on shifting sand, vulnerable to every economic downturn, every social media trend, every fleeting opinion. The true power of understanding the inner deficit loop isn't to stop striving, but to shift where you build your foundation. It's a profound reframe. Instead of trying to fix an internal emptiness with external achievements, which is like trying to quench your thirst with salt water, you begin to cultivate an inner abundance. This isn't about becoming complacent or losing your ambition. Far from it. It's about channeling that incredible American drive, that pioneering spirit, inward. It's about building your skyscraper from the bedrock of your own inherent value, from the inside out. When you know your worth isn't up for negotiation based on your job title or your bank account, the external world stops having such a tight grip on your emotional state. You move from a state of constant craving to a place of conscious choice. You're no longer reacting to a perceived lack. You're responding from a place of sufficiency. Take Michael, for instance, a retired schoolteacher from a small town in Vermont. For decades, Michael believed his worth was tied to his reputation, to being the pillar of the community, always volunteering, always saying yes, even when it stretched him thin. He had a perfect lawn, a spotless reputation, and a calendar packed with commitments. But beneath the surface, he felt a constant exhaustion, a quiet resentment. He was living for the applause, for the approving nods from his neighbors at the town hall meeting, for the accolades from the PTA. He was caught in the inner deficit loop, constantly seeking external validation to fill a sense of not being enough just as he was. Then, after a minor health scare, staring at the ceiling of a hospital room in Burlington, he had a moment of stark clarity. He realized he had spent his entire adult life building a persona, not a self. He saw how every yes to others was a no to his own peace. It was a micro-decision, a quiet internal shift. He decided, for the first time, to say no to a long-standing volunteer commitment that no longer brought him joy, not out of malice, but out of a deep, newfound respect for his own energy. The sky didn't fall. The community didn't shun him. In fact, a few friends quietly confided that they admired his courage. He began to choose activities that genuinely resonated with him, not with what he felt he should do. His life didn't become less meaningful. It became more authentic, more vibrant, because it was finally his. This shift, from chasing to choosing, from external validation to internal alignment, starts with a simple, powerful micro-tool you can use today. It's called the moment of recalibration. When you feel that familiar tug of comparison, that urge to chase the next external milestone, or the pressure to perform for others, pause, just for a breath. And instead of letting that feeling dictate your next action, ask yourself one question. Is this truly my desire, or is it a reflection of an external expectation? Don't judge the answer, just observe it. This isn't about immediately changing your behavior, but about building awareness, about creating a tiny space between stimulus and response. It's like checking your internal GPS before you blindly follow a wrong turn. This simple act of questioning yourself, of recalibrating your intention, is a partial reward in itself. It's a small step towards reclaiming your inner compass, a compass that will guide you not to some elusive horizon, but to your own steady ground. This journey of recalibration is profound, and it leads to a freedom you might not even believe is possible right now. The ultimate tool, the anchor phrase that will solidify this new way of being, and a transformative 21-day ritual are all waiting for you. They are the keys to truly breaking free from the inner deficit loop and stepping into a life of genuine self-respect. But are you truly ready to let go of the old story, the one that tells you you're not enough, and embrace the power of your own unwavering choice? If you felt that quiet shift, that faint whisper of truth resonating within you throughout this conversation, then yes, you are ready. You are ready to let go of the exhausting pursuit of external validation, ready to step off the inner deficit loop that has kept you running in place. This isn't about some grand, dramatic upheaval. It's about a profound internal realignment. It's about understanding that your worth isn't something you earn or achieve. It's something you already possess, something inherent. The truth that anchors this entire shift, the phrase that will become your steady compass in the storm of external expectations, is this: my worth is not chased, it is chosen. Read that again. Feel the quiet power in those words. My worth is not chased, it is chosen. It directly confronts the paradox we started with, the endless striving. It reframes your entire relationship with yourself and the world. You are not a project to be completed, a goal to be achieved, or a standard to be met. You are a complete, valuable individual right now, in this very moment. Choosing your worth means consciously deciding to operate from a place of inherent value, rather than constantly seeking proof of it from the outside. It's the difference between trying to win a popularity contest and simply being comfortable in your own skin, like a seasoned New Englander who knows their own mind, regardless of the latest trends. To truly embed this truth, To make it a living part of your daily experience, I offer you the Inner Compass Alignment Ritual. This isn't complicated, and it won't demand hours of your time. It's a simple 5-step practice designed to be woven into the fabric of your day, taking no more than 5 to 10 minutes in total. Commit to it for just 21 days and watch how your perception, your reactions, and your entire sense of self begin to transform. Here are the 5 steps for the Inner Compass Alignment. First, each morning, before you eat, this isn't a to-do list item for work. This is one small thing you will do purely for yourself today. Something that aligns with your inner desire, not an external expectation. Maybe it's listening to a favorite song, taking a moment to appreciate the sunrise, or enjoying a cup of coffee without distraction. Third, throughout your day, whenever you feel the familiar tug of the inner deficit loop, that urge to compare, to seek approval, or to chase another external milestone, engage in the moment of recalibration. Pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, is this truly my desire, or is it a reflection of an external expectation? Again, just observe the answer. This is about building awareness, not immediate perfect action. Fourth, in the evening, before you close your eyes, take 2 minutes for evening reflection. Think back on your day and identify just one instance, no matter how small, where you chose your inner compass over external pressure. Perhaps you didn't check that email after hours, or you kindly declined an invitation that didn't energize you. Acknowledge that choice. And fifth, conclude with a 1-minute gratitude for self. Place a hand over your heart and silently express appreciation for your inherent worth, for the unique person you are, independent of any external achievement or validation. This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. This isn't about becoming indifferent, it's about becoming discerning. It's about transforming the raw, often painful energy of attachment into the clear, steady light of self-respect. You are not chasing, you are choosing, and in that choice, you reclaim your power. If this resonates, if you feel that quiet shift within, let us know in the comments. I am choosing my own compass. If this conversation has turned a key for you, if you're ready to fully embrace this new path, then show your support. Hit that like button right now. Leave that exact declaration in the comments. I am choosing my own compass. It's your public commitment, your personal pledge. Subscribe to Dale Carnegie Life Lessons and make sure you've activated the notification bell so you don't miss the profound insights that are coming next. And if you know just one person who is caught in their own relentless chase, share this video with them. You might just be the catalyst for their own quiet revolution. In our next deep dive on Dale Carnegie Life Lessons, we'll explore the subtle ways our ideal of the self creates an impossible standard for partners, and how breaking free from that illusion can unlock true intimacy. After that, we'll tackle how, once you've understood these deep Freudian currents, you can actually begin to build new, healthier attachment styles, fostering connections that are truly reciprocal and fulfilling. Those videos are going to appear on your screen now. Are you ready to finally cast off the anchors of your past and sail toward a future you genuinely choose?